In Judges. Now we're in Judges. Good. Okay, and chapter 8. It says.
No, we're not there.
Oh, wrong class.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4. I always forget. Okay. Chapter 4. Which one? Verse 7?
Around, let's see. It's around there.
Okay. Sorry about that. Chapter 4. So verse. Oh, it's Devorah. We're talking about Devorah. Okay.
7, I think. Verse 7.
7, yeah.
Verse 7, talking about Devorah.
Yeah.
Very good. Mashachta elecha el nachal Kishon. And I will draw to you to the brook of Kishon at Sisra Sar Tzava Yavin. Sisra, the officer of the chieftain. Okay, the chieftain of Yavin's army. Vedrichbo v'et his chariots and his multitude. Unatatihu biyadecha, and I will give him into your hand. So that's what's going on. Again, God is saying that go to Mount Tabor. Just a little background. Yeah, you'll have 10,000 men with you from the children of Naphtali and Zebulun. Then I'm going to bring Sisera to you, and we're going to have a fight. Any questions at that point? So the Mitzvah Dov, says Mashachti wrote. It doesn't mean I will drag in. It means literally, Etem blibo lalechet el nachal Kishon. God is going to put into his heart. In other words, he's going to inspire, if you will, Sisera to come to Nachal Kishon. If you ever wonder why you're suddenly led to certain places where you originally weren't going to go, that you can assume that Hashem is leading you on the way.
Something draws you.
Something draws you. He's pulling you that way. So if something's drawing you to that place, you can certainly fight it. If you think it's dangerous, I wouldn't advise going. But if you're the arrogant person who thinks I can take that shortcut, it looks titillating to me. Well, that could be Hashem drawing you to your destruction. So be careful. Okay, that's what's going on with right here with Sisera. And it's an interesting comment, by the way. Mashachta, I caused him to want to come. The Radak says, Amar kira'u itztagani Sisera. He says because the astrologers of Sisera saw shelo yatsa ba'otam melchama ki menusach hiya im yatsa. They said he should not go out to that war because he will be conquered. Okay, so here you're in today's day, your military strategists tell you, don't go, that you're going to be conquered. If you go to this war, it's not going to be good for us. We're going to be captured. And so what happens? Hashem again puts into his heart to want to go. That's why it says I pulled him. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. He has his military strategists, otherwise known as the astrologers in those days, saying don't go, but it says no, I want to go. Something's drawing me to this thing. Fine. Barak. So Barak now says to her, after all these directions are given, Im telchi imi, if you will go with me, v'halachti, I will go. V'im lo telchi imi, but if you don't go with me, lo elech, I will not go. This is Barak speaking to Devorah. Can you imagine if President Obama would tell the 4-star general, I want you to go into invade ISIL, and the general said, Mr. President, if you go with me, I'll go. If not, I won't. What would the president do? What could the president do?
Fire him.
Fire him, kill him, put him in treason. What kind of nonsense? I gave you a direct order, you do it. I'm speaking from the power of the president. Here, Devorah is speaking the power of God. You know, sometimes you play with. She's a prophetess. Barak recognizes that. Barak understands that she is speaking from God. And so he says, honey, if you go with me, I'll be more than happy to go. Otherwise, I'm staying at home. And you go. You what's it called? You approach the castle. What's it? Take the castle over. Siege the castle. Come on. Oh no, this an expression. I forget the expression.
So maybe, in the case of an elected president, a general would not say that, but in this case, like you said, we're talking about the power of God here, and maybe Barak felt that, if she, being the prophetess, is with me, then there's no way I can fail, because she's representing God.
Okay, so let's see what the Malbim says. I hear what you're saying. You want to say if she's going with the power of God, so you'll have more success. Right? That's what you're saying? Okay. So let's see. The Malbim says, first of all, I will draw to you Bahashgacha Hashem Yimshol Kol Machaneu El Nachal Kishon. I will draw not only Sisera, but all of his army to the valley of Kishon. And there I'll put into your hands, but Derech Nes, in a miraculous manner, I'm going to give them to you. And then, so Barak says, if you go with me, Lo she'istapek ben vuata. It's not that he doubted her prophecy. V'lo she'himra pia, and he certainly was not rebelling against her mouth. And those are words. Shemamara pi navi chayav mita, because if somebody rebels against a prophet, they are obligated to die. Period. Rak acha sheyad tziva atzivoy shimshoch elav aseret alafim. Only after he had the command that he was supposed to bring with him or draw after him the 10,000 people. Amar, he said, She'im lo telechimo, if she will not go with him, lo ya'aminu lo ha'am, the nation will not believe him, v'lama yelech b'chinam, so why should he go for no reason? You're telling me to go. Devorah, you are a prophetess. I know that you're speaking from Shem. God forbid, I'm not in rebellion. Of course, I'll do everything you want, but you have to understand, the people won't believe me. They'll believe you, but I have no proven record. And you're asking 10,000 people to leave their farms and leave everything they have to enter this war where they're subjugated by these people, no question. But rather be subjugated and alive and working my farm than be dead and following a madman who's saying, let's make a revolution. Number two.
Almost like Moses or Joshua leading the people.
Yeah, well, right. Moshe and Joshua had the what do you call it? The clout. They had the clout. Barak doesn't have clout. He has no clout. I mean, who is he? He's a great general, I guess, but he's nobody that people are going to be listening to say, oh, you're ready to go, let's go. Moshe, everybody understood that Moshe was speaking in the name of God. Joshua, again, they understood he was speaking, and even in all those that they knew they were speaking to God, they still questioned him plenty.
Oh, it's like in ancient days too, in biblical days, the king always led the people in the battle. I mean, Paro led his chariots.
That was strange, by the way.
Oh, really?
That was strange. When Pharaoh says to his people, I will lead you in pursuit of the Jews, everybody says that was strange. He was saying to the people, I won't be like the other kings who send you into battle and stay in the background, because who wants the king to die?
Yeah.
And if you go later on into Tanakh, when David was the one leading everybody into battle, after the last battle that he led, Yoav says to him, you can no longer lead the battles. We need you. You're more important than everybody else. You're the leader, so you have to stay in the background now. And you can no longer lead. Why don't we want the president leading our troops?
Right.
Because if he dies, if he's killed in office, God only knows we'll get the vice president who's worthless totally. In all cases, they're worthless. So, and we're afraid of them. But besides that, he has a game plan.
Yeah.
He's one who's really run the scrimmage. That's the football term. He's running the game scrimmage. It would be a scrimmage. He's one who runs the whole thing. The coach, right? So he's really one who's running it. So you don't want him in the front lines. You want the rear lines. That's why the generals never go. It's only the foot soldiers who go, because you really want the brains in the back. So if something happens, you can take over. So it was very strange for Pharaoh to offer to lead, and it was certainly strange for David to go lead. But David was only leading because he was general in those days. And even then, again, it's strange that a general would lead. It was surely should be in the back because he's the one who has the inspiration as to how to get this pulled off. And that's why you see it today. They never go into armed conflict today. They stay at home and they leave the poor schleppers in the front, the privates and the what's below private? Anything?
Privates, corporals, sergeants.
So privates are the lowest, right?
Privates are the lowest.
Okay, so there you go. The privates are the ones, the foot soldiers. They go and get killed. The rest stay back. Okay. So Alcha Shodias Lo Shipol, what we call them in chess is pawns. Okay. Alcha Shodia Lo Shipol Benes, and this number 2 is after she informed him that he will fall, that Sisera will fall due to a miracle. Chashav, he thought, Barak thinks, Ki zechuto eno maspik lenes kazeh. In his merit, there's not enough of his merit to make this miracle work. Rakim telech, but if she goes, sha'az yanes bezechuta, the miracle will happen in her merit because she's a prophetess. Zeh she'ita b'midrash, Rav Yehuda Omer im telchi imi l'kadesh elechem emcha l'chatzor. So Rav Yehuda was saying, if you come with me to Kadesh, I'll go with you to Chatzor. That's also the reason that's the reason she went with him to Lasof at Ha'am Kadesh, to gather the people from Kadesh. Rabbi Nachman Amar Im Telchi Imi L'Shira Elech Imach L'Milchama. If you go to me to Shira, for Saul, I will go to the war. Okay, and that's the reason. It says the second reason, Sharak B'Sechuta, only in her merit, Yusha Hashir Alanes. That's when they would work on the miracles. So that's really why he seems to be in rebellion a little bit. If you go, I will go. If you don't, I won't. Namely, one, they won't, simple rule, they won't listen to me without you. Everybody knows who you are. They don't necessarily who I am. And they're all coming to her for advice and for law. So it makes sense that they all recognize her. And the second one is that if it's going to be done in a miracle, so he doesn't believe he has a merit, like every good Jewish boy doesn't believe he has a merit. He believes the other person has a merit, and so he asks her to go with her. So what happens? Vatomer, and so she says, Haloch elechimach, I will surely go with you. Efes, but kiloti yetif artecha ala derech. But this is the important thing. But your glory will not be on the way which you go. Why? Kibiyad isha, because into the hand of a woman. Yimkor Hashem et Sisera. Hashem will deliver Sisera. Okay, so that's her response back to him. I'll go with you if you really want, but you should understand that you won't get credit for this victory. It's going to be by the hand of a woman. And you really don't want that. You really want to be the general. You really want it to be that people recognize that you're the one who caused or that brought the victory through God. You don't want it through my hand, through me. It's an interesting approach. Okay. Vatakam Devorah. So Devorah got up. Vatelach and Barak. She went to with Barak, towards Kadesh. So, okay, simple. And again, if I'm going simple understanding of the text, she is giving him a nice guilt trip. I'll go with you, but you should understand it won't be by you. So,
She's know who the boss is.
What?
She's letting him know who the boss is.
God?
Yeah, well, yeah, through her, yeah. Right.
No, but what she's saying to him is that if I go with you, you won't get credit for the victory. So you should really want to go alone.
Oh, she's saying that even if I don't go with you, you'll be successful.
No, if I don't go with you, you'll get credit.
Oh.
If I go with you, they're going to say, Devorah defeated him, not Barak. Who's Barak? Can you imagine Barack Obama listen to that? Who's Barak? I have great hopes for my tapes. Okay. So anyway, the Metzudas David explains, Eves, ki hineha pe'ir hanitan l'sar tzavali splendor that is given to the officer of the army, hu bavor echad mishnei derachim, is because of one of two things. O baharot, o meitz levavo, because people see the strength of his heart. Lalechet lemilchama b'li pachad, because he's going to war without fear. O v'hit gavarhu, o echad me'anashav l'hamid, or he overpowers one of those men to kill them. The hagadol me'anshei b'nei milchamto, one of the great people of that war. Amra, and to this she said, Halo Sisra Yumad Alidei Isha, that Sisra will be killed via a woman. Who is a woman? Yael, Eshet Chever, the wife of Chever Akini. Kasher Yomar Be'inyan. So, like it says in that matter, Im Kem Yadu Hakol, Shem Yad Hashem Haitiso, so everybody will know that it was from the hand of God. Kilo Bakoach Tigabir Isha, because the woman could not overpower the man. And also, if you're afraid to go to war without me, and if you go with me on the way, then you will not be glorified as befits you. To be the officer of the army. So then, again, that's why you won't be praised. So, you understand what she's saying? You're going to be a real loser on this if I go with you. It's not a good situation. I'll go with you. But you're going to lose because you don't beat Sisra, a woman does. And everybody will recognize that's from God, because a woman cannot overpower a man unless the woman's on steroids or something else, or knows karate. Today you can get out that statement. Some women can definitely deck the man. It's not a question. But it's in these days, it wasn't trained. You would have to say they were not trained to be fighters. And in general, a woman is not going to overpower a man. In general, I always found it interesting when you see the bodybuilders. You see the women bodybuilders and the male bodybuilders. The male bodybuilders, I don't know how many steroids they're on or what they're doing, but they look like a big balloon that's blown up, right? Yeah. And the muscles upon muscles upon muscles. The women bodybuilders never get the same sort of muscle structure. They can't do that. They can't look as bad as a man. Baruch Hashem. God gave them a favor. But they never get as bulked up. You've never seen that. And I don't watch bodybuilding that much, but from what I've seen, a woman cannot obtain the same muscle mass as a man. I don't know if it's true or not.
Big muscles, but
but they're not as much as a man. No, so they work out, I work out. Same amount of time, I'm going to build up much faster than they are. Yeah. And I'll be stronger. Now, one other thing about bodybuilding, though, bodybuilding doesn't build up strength. That was also something that was amazing to me. You know that? A bodybuilder is not as strong as a weightlifter.
Oh.
The weightlifter is stronger because they're going for strength endurance. A bodybuilder is going for form. He's sculpting his body. So if I do my repetitions like this, and so I build up my this muscle or the other muscle, they're not as they claim. Again, I'm not going to go into the dark alley with either one of these guys. I don't want to be in a boxing match with them. But they claim that the weightlifter is much stronger and even more agile than the bodybuilder.
Oh, you ever watched these?
So I don't know.
The strongman contest, the strongest man in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys don't necessarily look like bodybuilders.
No, they're not bodybuilders. They're not bodybuilders at all.
Oh.
They look fat.
Yeah.
They look fat. So, again, I wouldn't touch them. I don't want to be in a body. I don't want to fight with them. I love them all. Leave me alone. I have nothing against them. But it's interesting. But again, the woman doesn't have the power. So when they're saying that, it could just be reality. That a woman's not going to overtake certainly a trained soldier. And by the way, she doesn't overpower him. We all know the story. She gets him a little tarred with some milk, cuts his head off, and has a good time. Actually, a peg through his temples, a peg through the tent stake or peg, whatever you call that, right through his temples, and then cuts his head off and says, he's dead. Okay, yay. And we think people aren't violent. Okay. Stay away from these women with swords. Okay. Let's go. So now the Malbim says on this. Yeah, let's keep trying to follow the Malbim as well as I can. He says, where's this? Oh, she says, if I'll go with you, she said, I'll surely go with you. Rach lemor ben kadesh lesofa'am, whether it's to kadesh to gather the people, ben el milchama, or whether it's to the war itself. But you should know that your glory will not come on the way. Rach lemor she'im hayita holech be'atzmacha. That you should know that if you went by yourself, this would be for the honor and for the splendor. And that the people would listen to your voice. Or even if it's because Sisra fell by your hand. Which is not the case now, because it's going to be Biyad Isha Yimkor Hashem et Sisra. That through the hand of a woman, Hashem is going to give over Sisra. She wants to tell him that everything is going to be connected for the woman. Whether it's the beginning of his downfall, because the gathering of the nation will be done via Devorah, or whether it's the end result or when sister gets taken down by Yael, which is not the case, if Barak would have listened to her words, and he would go by himself, and he would fall into his hand. So she is giving him an up. What do you call it? She's giving him a choice. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but no, ultimatum. She's giving him the up ticket or something, but she's giving the upshot of what's going to happen. She does not know. Well, I don't know if she knows that Yael is going to be the one to get him. Okay, we know that, and the Malbim knows that, and the commentators know that because this happened. When she was saying that a woman is going to be known by a woman, I don't think it's necessary to say that God informed her that Yael was going to kill Sisera, because if that would be the case, so then why go through the charade? Tell him, don't worry, it's all taken care of. We'll make a little bit of a scrimmage. We'll get him. We'll make their army lose. He'll have to run. Don't worry about. Don't chase him because he's dead anyway. Yael's going to kill him. And I know that via prophecy. I think the papers would have got hold of that. So I don't think that we have to say that she was informed of that. What she's doing though is using logic, and that's why you even have the sound of that within the commentaries. If this happens, you'll lose, and if this happens, you'll lose. So you really want to be a loser in this. That's all. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Is it possible that Barak has the humility to say, regardless of how Sisera falls, I don't care, it's good for Israel that he falls, so nevertheless, I'm okay with it? Or is he doesn't have the chutzpah to stand up and do what he's called to do? What's happening there? Is it a possibility of both, or not necessarily?
I mean, why is he asking her to go with him in the first place?
No, the point being, I don't care how Sisera falls, because it's going to be good for Israel no matter what.
Oh, so that would be the next line. So okay. The question is, what happens? She's giving him this whole speech. Now, what's his reaction?
Potentially, but even then, the question being, when she's saying, look, your glory is not going to go with you, I think, well, if Barak's a humble man, it doesn't matter what, if I get the glory or whatever, Israel's going to benefit. Or is that shouldn't be the way we look at it? You could certainly look at that, and again, the response will say which side is on, but at the same time, she's talking to him as a good mother would talk to her son, that you can either go with mommy, and mommy can take care of this, or you can sit up on your own 2 feet, and you can take care of it, and trust in Hashem, and me, ultimately. And just as if I tell you, go gather the people, and you tell them in my name, they're not going to question that. And if you trust that, fine. If you don't, so I'll go with you. It's up to you. You have to know what you're comfortable with.
Isn't it possible that out of respect they're both deferring to each other, where Devorah is deferring to him as a general, you're the general, you should be leading, and he's deferring to her as a judge, you're a judge, and Hashem has honored you. So he wants both of them to be together in this?
It's not normal for a woman to go to battle. It's number one. And since it's not normal for a woman to go to battle, it would be presumptuous of a man to say, you need to go to battle with me. That's number one. Number two is that nobody's deferring. You don't defer to the prophet. If Eliyahu would have told them to go into battle, they would have gone to battle without any question. When it's Devorah, there's already a question. Just for I'm only born in this country. I can't think of the words I wanted now.
Not foreshadowing?
No, it's not foreshadowing. It's that we don't see any arguments with Moshe. When Moshe said, I'll give you a straight one. When Moshe says to Joshua, okay, gather the army and go and defeat Amalek. And I'm going to stay here with Aaron and Hor and so on and so forth, and I'll stay in the back and you go. You don't see Joshua saying, Moshe, yeah, I would rather, if you go, I'll go. If you don't, I'd rather sit this one out, I don't think I'm Roy. I don't think I'm fitting. If it's a miracle, it's going to happen through you, man, not me. I'm just this humble guy. You're a loyal servant who wants to sit in the base medrash, who wants to learn Torah. I'm really not interested in dying for you. Okay? You don't hear that. You don't ever hear that. Joshua says to his group, okay, you're going to go to Ai, I'm going to stay here back, and you're going to go to Ai, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and we're going to have this whole thing. You never hear anybody saying, no. Suddenly Devorah comes up. This is for all the women liberals out there who are listening in 27 minutes. Okay, for all the women liberals out there, suddenly the woman comes up and says, I need you to go. And the guy says, if you go, I'll go. If not, I won't. Strange thing. And that's why all the rabbis have to come to say, what's going on here? He's open rebellion. Rebellion means death. Why do you want to kill yourself? Go. She told you to go. And she's still trying to convince him. If you go with me, you're not going to get the victory. Okay. It's on your pocket.
No, I don't.
So you hear what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
So what I'm saying it's not a deference to he. Even if she would defer to him, even if she would want to, by the way, she's not deferring to him. She's saying what God said to do. So, but for him to now, for whatever reasons, for however noble they are, to come out like that is very strange.
Well, in this commentator, he says here, Barak did not lack faith in God or in Deborah's prophecy.
Right, we said that.
He considered himself unworthy.
That's a Malbim.
A momentous miracle.
Right.
He felt that he needed the merit of the judge and the prophetess to ensure the success of his mission.
That's a Malbim. Yeah. We said that.
Yeah, that seems to be humility and respect. That type of deferment. And
you're saying the others had no humility? Joshua had no humility?
No, I'm not saying.
But you hear what I'm saying, though. I want you to hear what I'm saying. To argue the way that Malbim wants to argue at this point is saying that Joshua had no humility, that the people who listened to Joshua had no humility. Everybody down the line had no humility because they listened to the prophet or they listened to their general. And suddenly, when it comes to this, we're saying, well, I'm not sure if I'm Roy. Gideon. Do we talk about Gideon? No, that's coming up. Gideon will be the same sort of character. Where's you're arguing with God suddenly? Moshe argued with God. We're going to say that's humility, right? That's the ultimate humility. He's arguing with God. That's humility. I don't see the humility there. God said, you go. Leave me alone. No, I'm not really ready for this. How many times can we play the I'm not ready for this card? Before we say, no, we're told to go. We know what we have to do. So, I'm not saying that the Malbim is wrong. God forbid. The Malbim is 100% correct. He gives a very interesting conversation to go here. But what I'm saying is how far we keep pushing and how we're looking. Wait a second. Are they deferring to this guy? She's deferring to that guy. What's going on here? And I'm saying the whole conversation never would take place if it was a man. And it never does take place when it's a man.
Does anybody comment on that?
No. That's what I've seen.
Interesting.
But I'm just bringing that up. And like I said, but her argument, and I think what we want to see is more her argument. Namely, that if you go, then you won't get credit. Now here's where ego comes into it. Your question, that's where ego comes into it. She's playing to the ego of the guy. If I go, you're going to lose out. Now, if I have an ego, and I'm not just doing, and in other words, he can say, following Malbim, I'm going to go over time, but I hope you guys don't mind. He can say, I want to go if you go because I need you. Okay? That's his line. I don't know if I have the merit. I don't know if they're going to listen to me. And so, okay, so he's deferring to her. You're a woman. You first lady. I'll open the door for you. Wants to be a gentleman. Okay? He really doesn't want her to come. You could argue that. Just for a second, okay? So, he does want her, but let's say for a second. He's just doing this for the ego. And she says, no, okay, I'll come if you want me to, but you should know, if I go, you're going to lose to me. At that point, if he had an ego, and it was all just for the show of it, he would have said, you know what, stay home, I'll take care of this. You told me to go, God told me to go, I'm going to go. If, on the other hand, if he says, even with that, I need you, then he's saying, I'm telling you the truth. I don't know if I have the merit. I know you have the merit. I don't know if I have the merit. God talked to you. God gave me the prophet. People are coming to you. People respect you. I don't know what they respect from me. So if he goes, in 2 weeks you'll find out. If he goes with her and says, let's go, there's no ego, and it's totally l'shem shamayim, and everybody's right with how they're interpreting it. On the other hand, if he says, I'll go alone, then it was all fake. So how you think it's going to happen, you'll find out in 2 weeks.